Army groups are a game changer in Rise of Kingdoms. There is all kinds of stuff you can do when it comes to running army groups. You can use them for siege. Your leadership can use them. We're going to go through all of that, as this is your army group guide. This is a new mechanic in the game. We're going to go through it all. We're going to show you how to exploit this thing and be able to use it to the best of your benefit. And so stick around while we go through it all when we talk about army groups in Rise of Kingdoms. Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky. I do videos all the time and love giving you guys this content. I've been pumping out the content all year in 2025 as we wrap up getting into the Christmas season. And if you enjoy these videos, please throw a thumbs up on it, and that really help out the videos that we do. Also, if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button. Join the legion of people who are subscribed to the channel. Also, you got that bell anytime you want to get alerts when I do content like this. Well, we have been fighting this 1v3 KVK, and it is grueling. But we're holding strong with our Zone 5s. We have 2 of them. So we're fighting for 3 coins on this thing. So still fighting in this. This is a KVK. I have reached over 9 billion kill points. And this is the KVK we all signed up for. One of the things that they just released in the game is the army groups, okay? Army groups are a unique factor in the game. Here is what it does, okay? When you dispatch your armies, anybody, just like a rally, anybody can call for an army group, all right? All I have to do is come over here to where my war is. This is where our rally page is. And then you come down to this little icon right here. I can hit plus. I can start an army group. Boys, if you want a face tank, come join my Attila. And then allow other governors to join, and I can hit create. And when I create the army group, I can then come in here and tell everybody I want cavalry. That's what I want for my army group. What happens is anybody who joins it, I will control their march. They don't have to do anything. I can fully control their march. Let me show you kind of how we just did it with Enzo on this thing. So I'm going to roll my marches out here, right? And when I do, let me just kind of do this. My marches are all coming out. Now Enzo is going to start an army group. And when he starts one, let me just give you some context. I hate archers. I can't play with them. I'm not very good at them. Chen is fine because Chen is like a Thanos march. It's not like an archer march that I have to micromanage. I run my Zuge out here, and my Zuge's been getting pummeled all KVK just because it's my style. I don't like it. Well, Itachi, one of the best fighters in the game, I kept telling him last night, like, hey, give me your army group, and I'm sending my Zuge to you. And he was like, yeah, no problem. So there it is. You can see it at the top. Itachi created an army group. I'm going to go join it. I hit war, hit the army group. I go to his army group, just click on it. And then here, I'm going to give him my Zuge. I don't want to fight with my Zuge. You take my Zuge. And now you can see that my Zuge is kind of shadowed out there. I don't control it now. I control my other 6 marches, but I do not control my Zuge. And now Itachi, when he decides he's going to move his marches, my Zuge will move with him. My Zuge will attack with his. And that's how army groups work. It's really, really good. Okay, because now you can see him. He's moving my Zuge while my other marches are marching all around the place. He has control of my Zuge. So with your heavy fighters, a lot of people can join their army groups and then just let them go get KP for you. Let them use your marches to the best and the benefit of your kingdom. And so it's really, really good to use. It's really, really good to do. And so from that standpoint, you have all kinds of options that we're going to talk about here when it comes to this, okay? And so when it comes to your army groups, this is one of the things you guys have to understand. I'm going to have a list of things and how this thing works. First and foremost, a little bit of reality check here, or insanity check, is that when you have an army group, you can only hit marches on the field. This is the notice that you get when you try to attack a structure or you try to reinforce a structure with an army group. Like if I start an army group and I have players that are in my army group and I control their marches, I cannot go swarm with those marches. I can't swarm flags. I can't swarm garrisons. I can't do any of that stuff. So from that standpoint, I can only attack other troops on the map. That's the first rule, okay? The second rule that you guys got to remember is that when you have these army groups, it's going to refresh your frenzy. It's going to always refresh your frenzy. So I'm at 7 minutes, right? I haven't fought anything in 7 or 8 minutes. If I send my, let me see here. Does he have one going? Yeah. I have one going. If I send my Zuge to Itachi and Itachi goes and fights with it and he targets somebody, then we're going to be in a situation to where the person that is in my army group, they're going to have a fresh frenzy. Okay, so that's another thing that you guys got to think of. But you can see my army group. It's right here. Okay, and I don't think I have anybody in my army group right now. But if I did, that basically shows that Attila march is being followed by my army group up to 6 other marches. Okay, and so from that standpoint, and you can see it's kind of got a little bit of a different. It's got a little bit of a different vibe to it, a different feel. It looks different, right? And so if I have marches following him, and it's also got this little green thing at the top, that's where you can see. And when we fight other kingdoms and you see these little things at the top, like right here, that means he's got an army group going right here. Okay, so you can see who else is doing this. Okay, so let's talk about these applications for the army group. Okay, my troop is in an army group. I can't bring that troop back. I need to disband my army group before I recall it home. So now I have to disband it, and then now it gets recalled home. Okay, but let's talk about these applications, about how you can use this, because now we're going to start thinking about this a little bit, and we're going to get an idea. Okay, here we go. Number one, you want to join fighters. All right, every kingdom has this, no matter what kingdom you're in. Okay. You have players who are hardcore fighters and really, really good. And then you have players who love to fight, but they're not as good, right? But maybe they've got a couple of great marches. And your really good fighters always make sure they have their army groups going. That way, players can just join their army groups. Okay, your high-end march control players, your high-end players that do really, really well in murder balls and know how to fight murder balls, they should always have an army group going. That way, your run-of-the-mill players who may not be just crazy good KP players or know how to push field, or even your new players, they can always go join your fighters in an army group. They can send a march to that army group. Okay, I don't fight good with archers. My Zuge sucks. I put it in Itachi's army group, and I had the best trades I've ever had with my Zuge. I was like, hey, yo, I'm doing this all the time. Itachi, fire that thing up. You can have my Zuge. Okay, so that's the first thing that you think about when it comes to the army groups and how they work, okay? The next thing that we'll talk about here is real simple. It's a siege group. Okay, this is what gets really interesting, all right? Because half the reason why I hate siege, or I have not done it myself, I've got the commanders. I've got Gaja and Cordoba. I mean, I can run, let me see, not leadership, engineer. I can run a siege march, no problem. And I can even go craft and crit some purple gear to go put on it. And you can always put a ring and a horn on it. So I got accessories. I can go run this, but I hate micromanaging this stuff. I hate it. But now you're telling me if I have a siege march, and we have a couple of siege players in our kingdom, like Vortex and Daver loves running siege. Raven, she loves running siege. If they have an army group going with just siege, then I'll just put my siege out and put it in their group. Because what happens is when you have a siege army group, when that siege army group goes to set up the siege, right? When let's say this Attila is a siege army group, and I got 6 other players joined into my army group. Wherever they go set up their siege, then all the other marches in the army group will spread out and set up siege around the player. How awesome is that? It's crazy good, because now I'm just like, well, hell, I don't want to have to micromanage my siege, and I just love face tanking and running it down. Well, I'll just go fight with my top 6 marches, because I got 6 busted good marches. And then I'll just go send my siege march to Daver or to Vortex or to Raven. Like, you guys manage my siege march, and they go set it up and they go kill it. Like, all of a sudden that becomes a lot more enticing for me So I don't even have to think about it. I can have a siege march without actually having to do anything with siege. So here's the other application, and this is kind of a trick. This is kind of sneaky, all right? And we tested this out. The third thing that we will talk about in this is farm sieges, okay? So many players with their farm accounts have a siege march on their farm accounts. And I have tested this. We just did it. If you walk out of your city with a march, doesn't matter what it is, siege march, a cavalry march, and whatever march it is, and you attach that to an army group, it's just like joining a rally, okay? When I attach that to an army group, I can log out of the game and the army group still has control of my march. Oh, you following me? Now all of a sudden, on 3 of my farms that I have 3 siege marches on, all 3 of those farms, I can roll those out there. I can join the siege army groups we got running, and then I can log out. I don't have to micromanage anything. And I'm just gonna, here, you can have them, set them up wherever. If we get overrun and they die, whatever. I'll go back in and log in and go heal when I log in. Like, that is crazy meta that you could do with your farm siege. You could set up siege so fast. All of a sudden, like, siege is so potent in some of these fights, guys. And you guys have heard me talk about it. I hate siege. I mean, I just think it's just awful for the game to really try to maintain a murder ball fight when siege are just pounding you. Well, now all of a sudden, when it's that much easier for one player to basically control their 7 marches plus 6 more marches and they're all siege, then you can have just a handful of players can literally run your siege ball with 35 to 40 siege marches. Easy, no problem. And they can use your farm accounts to do so. Okay, and so that's how crazy this can work with the farm siege. All right. The third thing, one of the things, I should say, the fourth thing that you got to think about is the leadership aspect to this. Let me give you an example, okay? You guys have seen me fight in this KVK, all right? So there's a leadership application to this. When I fight in this KVK and we're back and forth fighting, going nonstop, and they need king skill, I literally have to stop my fighting for a sec to find a march and hit king skill, or I'll just send all my marches in, find a march to hit the king skill, and hope my marches didn't die. In addition to that, it's so hard to run the markers when you're actually in front of the murder ball fighting. It is so hard to do. There are players all the time that are great war leads that they can't war lead because their marches have to be controlled in the field because they're vanguarding it. And so they can't war lead at the same time and throw up markers and put up king skills and do all the different things and zoom out and look around to what's going on, zoom out to see what the enemies do. Are they going up here? Do we need to defend this? Do they have a rally on this fort? Like, everything that war leads have to go through. But if your war lead has a busted good account and you have to have their marches on the field, I used to run into this all the time in smaller kingdom. When Peace and I used to run 2080, I was like the frontline fighter. And I was war leading, and it was almost impossible. I couldn't do markers. I had to be the guy at the vanguard. Well, now with leadership, you can say, hey, all of our good fighters have army groups going. So if they've all got army groups going, then from there, I can just go put my 7 marches in 7 different army groups at the ball. And then as a war lead, I can just zoom out and put up markers and war lead. I don't even have to touch my marches. I don't have to micro anything. I don't have to do anything. So there's massive application here for leadership and how you can war lead with using all of your marches. They're in the murder ball fight. They're fighting like hell. You put them in all these different army groups of all your fighters, and you get to actually war lead. And you can drop markers, and you can lay down king skill, and you can tell them to back up. We're pulling back. Turn. We're going to face tank. Go. Push them off. You can do all that stuff while your 7 marches are in army groups fighting. You don't have to touch it. And so this army group thing has turned into an entirely different aspect to this game. Entirely. And everybody's already using it. You can see it right here. And when we were fighting earlier today, you had massive murder balls and you could see about 4 or 5 of them. All right. And when that happens, anytime, like, I'm just telling you, you're a run-of-the-mill player, you're kind of middle group player for your kingdom and your alliance, and you do pretty good in fights, but you're not like a great march control fighter. Like Buster is a phenomenal march control fighter. Okay. If Buster was running an army group, I'd send my Zuge to him every time. Like, here, take my Zuge. Because I ain't running it. I'm going to get him killed. And so it's a style of play thing. And I'll do it all the time. I'll tell players like, hey, you guys running Attila in the field? All right. Chadsky's got the Attila army group. Here we go. Give me your Attilas. And I'll go run that sumbitch in and we will do some damage. I can create that. And then it's going to give me frenzy. So you got your frenzy timers and stuff. And then I can make it troop specific to cavalry and just come on. Give me your Attilas. You give me control of 7 Attilas, like 7 good Attilas. I will conquer the world. Totally kidding. You guys just know how much I love Attila, but that gives you an idea of how army groups work. Very, very simple. A lot of cool application to it. The siege application is off the charts. The application of utilizing your fighters to help control marches of your kingdom, amazing. And the application of leadership to be able to send their marches out to army groups and then they can go lead, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so with that, if you enjoyed this video, throw a thumbs up on it, give it a like. If you have not subscribed, consider doing so. We love you guys. I want you guys to get down in my comments. If you already use Army Group, tell me what you thought. Also, my Discord link is in the description. That's where a lot of these conversations come into play. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see how people start maximizing the Army Groups that they do, because we've already seen it's a lot of fun and it makes it really, really interesting. So with all that, you guys have a great day, broskies.